Okay, Rabbi Yisai, here we go. Heilige Tanya, Baruch Hashem. Today we're basically going to go into the next step of the anatomy of your soul. And when I say soul, I mean both of your souls. Your godly soul and your animal soul. How many souls do you have? Two. Excellent. The godly soul and a animal soul. What does the animal soul want? It's called, that's right, Nefesh HaBahamis, it's called, the animal soul. I one time had an old Talmud named Meir Fink, who called the Nefesh HaBahamis means animal, like Bahami. So he would always say, Nefesh HaBahamis, what does the Nefesh HaBahamis want to do? Go to the Bahamas. How'd you know that? That's good. It's good, right? Wanted to go to the Bahamas. Oh, give me the Bahamas, like pina colada, right? Bahamas are all work to get some pride, to get some, to go to the Bahamas. So Nefesh HaBahamis wants to go to the Bahamas. And then I have my Nefesh HaLakis. What does Nefesh HaLakis want? God, meaning, connection, something bigger, something meaningful, wonderful marriage, a wonderful relation with your kids, to play catch with your kids. You know, just like throw the football with your kids, just for hours. It's getting dark. You know, come on in, boys. Just soon. Few more minutes, Mom. I'm playing catch with Dad. It's so deep, right? I'm getting like goosebumps just thinking about that. Because what could the dad be doing? The dad could be, doing his stuff and working, and of course he has to do all those things also. But why is he doing them? Why is he doing them? To play catch with your son. Which means if you never get around to doing that, then it's not good. It means that even the Nefesh HaBahamis is the one that went to work. But if the one who went to work is only working because he wants meaning through the work, then who actually went to work? The Nefesh HaLakis went to work. That's good. And therefore, even all your days of work become motivated and by the godly soul. And that's essentially the secret of life, is to become more motivated by the godly soul, to live by the way of the godly soul. So now we're going to go into the next step of anatomy. Look inside. Achbir ha'inyan. The Baal Tanya is now going to actually start answering some real big questions. The explanation is the following. Api Masha Kosov, according to what is written, Reb Chaim Vital. Who is Reb Chaim Vital? The main student of the Arizal. So essentially all of Kabbalah, all of mystical Jewish thought is coming from the Arizal, from Tzfat, in the late 1400s, early 1500s, and is coming through Reb Chaim Vital. He was the main disciple, so he's basically passing us the tradition of mystical thought. So he says the following: Bishar HaKedusha, the gates of holiness, and in Eitz Chaim, the Tree of Life, which is a book on Kabbalah from the Arizal, written by Reb Chaim Vital, the following: De l'kol ish Yisrael. This is the main point. Every single Yidala, Echad Tzadik ve'Echad Rasha, whether he's a tzaddik or whether he's a rasha. Yesh shtei neshamas. He has two souls. This is one of the most important lines that you could ever learn in Torah, your whole life. You have two souls, and they're separate, they're different. V'chsiv, and he brings a proof. V'neshamais ani asisi, and I made souls for you. Is neshamais plural or singular? Plural. So the Navi says, and I made souls, speaking on behalf of Hashem, and I made souls. What are these souls? Obviously, we're talking about more than one. Shehein shtei nefashos, and these are the two souls that you have. Nefesh achas mitzad klipa. One of your souls is from the perspective called klipa. Now that's like a really Kabbalistic word that people have heard before. And they're like, oh, the klipas, the klipas. What does the word klipa actually mean? Well, we know it means something bad because the time of Nefesh HaBahamis. What does klipa mean? What does it mean in modern Hebrew? A klipa. Klipa means a shell, like a peel. Klipa means a peel. Like if I have a banana, so then there's a klipa called the banana peel. A klipa. That's the banana peel. I have a mango. I have the klipa of the mango, that which covers the mango. I have an orange. I want to enjoy this delicious orange. But you know what? Can I just bite into the orange? Not a good idea. Gotta peel off the klipa. Once I peel off the klipa, then I can enjoy the delicious, juicy fruit that's underneath. So one of my souls comes from this world called klipa. What does that mean? Let's speak now a little bit more abstract, and let's try to conceptualize this. If I were to offer you a nice orange, and I would put it on a plate before you and say, do you want to take a delicious bite of the orange? So you would probably say, I'm just going to peel it. Thank you, I really appreciate the orange, but I think I'm going to peel the orange first. And I said, no, don't peel. Look at it. It doesn't look so delicious. Just bite right into it. You'd say, no, I appreciate it, but I think I'm going to peel this first. Now, if you never knew about oranges, what might you actually think? I would have thought that I could eat it with the peel. Meaning, if I just came into an orange tree and I saw the oranges on the tree, I would think that the peel was the fruit. Because it's very deceiving. Does the peel look good?
Yeah.
Come on, the peel is very beautiful.
The animal soul is the peel.
The peel, that's what it is. The animal soul is the peel. The peel looks very appealing. Pardon the pun. Appealing. Now, by the way, even in biology, that's one of the ways that plants can continue, is that they're appealing, that you pick the fruit and then it scatters, etc. So, it's an interesting thing. The peel oftentimes even looks better. You look at like a banana peel, a bright banana peel. Sometimes the banana is not even so impressive. An orange, the outside of the orange is bright. The orange is nice, but the peel is very, very beautiful, very alluring. But if I were to just sit down and eat a bunch of peels, what would happen to me? I'd get sick. The peel, and especially some harder fruits, if I were to bite, I see a pomegranate. Wow, it looks so juicy and red. And then I take, wow! Will that taste? You ever bitten the pomegranate? Even the whitey part, that's called the inner peel. There's a lot of Kabbalah why things have certain hard peels and softer peels and two peels, some have no peels, like figs or thin peels. We're going to talk about this more on Tu B'Shvat. Hashem created meaning behind peels, and some are hard peels, like a walnut. It's a peel, but you can't even eat the peel. Other peels are like grapes have a thin peel, but they're edible. Figs almost have no peel, the whole thing. There's almost no klipa on a fig.
Berries have no peel.
Berries also, very good. So there's certain fruits.
Apples have like a light.
That's right, exactly, excellent. Some people eat, some people don't eat.
Cashews you couldn't.
That's right.
It's very sad.
So there's a lot of depth in why different fruits have different types of peels. But the general consensus about peels, it's not the fruit. And if you eat too many peels, then you don't feel so good. Some people even have a hard time eating peels. Like even things that are easier to eat, when a person gets older, you'll notice many elderly people will peel their apples, they'll peel their cucumbers, they'll peel off anything that might, even sometimes they peel grapes. That the peel can be challenging on the system. So the peel is very deceiving. The peel looks very appealing. It even convinces you that it's the fruit. But is it? No. It's the external part. But you know what the peel does? It hides the fruit. Your animal soul, now by the way, it also protects the fruit. It protects the fruit. Your animal soul is from the world called peels, klipas, which means your animal soul disguises as the fruit itself. And therefore, your animal soul may convince you, no, you really do want to, hang out with this girl. She might even make you get more inspired, put on tefillin. And the animal soul will convince you that when you're doing an aver, you're really doing a mitzvah. Of course, going through the rova is the quicker way to get back to the Shana Altoms, right? It's quicker from a certain type of angle. I even heard a guy say this is one of my favorite ones. Rebbe, I need to play 7 hours of Fortnite a day. It's good for my hand-eye coordination. It's a good one, right? I love that. I was right? The animal soul, your mamish a tzaddik. Hand-eye coordination, you're going to become a pilot, cut shear, Fortnite. You guys play Fortnite anymore? It's like a thing that's so 2 years ago. What's the Call of Duty? What's the main thing? Call of Duty, that's like Warzone?
Call of Duty is one.
Same stuff?
I spent about 7 playing Warzone.
How many hours a day? What's the audit? I'm sure guys do 9-10 hours, right?
No.
Easy. Adin's like, easy. Easy.
I think I have.
And then they say, I need to chill. It's actually going to be good for my learning. It's going to be good for me if I just, play a lot of this. There's so many amazing things that guys will conjure up in their minds, convincing themselves that it's actually a mitzvah to do this, because the animal soul, which comes from the world of the klipa, the peel, disguises itself as the fruit, and therefore will get into your mind and convince you of all sorts of funny business. Of course I need to work harder, I need to support the family, because I want to take care of my family. Yeah, but we haven't, Dad, I haven't seen you in so long. I thought, when you one time told me that you have to work all these long hours and these late shifts because you want to hang out with me and you want to have money to support the family, but I'm getting older. And you talk to clients all day, but when was the last time we just had a man-to-man? So the animal soul is very tricky. Now, where does the animal soul come from, my dear friends? The snake. The snake is the source of the animal soul. Essentially, the snake, when the venom went into Adam and Chava, created a serpentile, external, snake slithering skin around us. You have to know that. And therefore, the consciousness of the snake is one that he deceives you into thinking that you're doing a mitzvah. Like, what did he tell Chava? You're going to eat from this. You're going to become like God. She's like, good point, Taka. You're making a good point. So the animal soul is very conniving, but at the root of it, it's always rooted in something that I want now, and it's not rooted in something bigger. It's not rooted in deep relationship, deep connection. It's always going to be rooted in something maybe the world of psychology, we call it the ego, the I. That's what it means that the animal soul comes from the world of klipa, from the shells. Okay? That doesn't mean that there's like a shell somewhere and the soul is part of the banana shell. It's the concept of a shell, as we're explaining now, you review these ideas, that the animal soul is one spiritually with the concept of how a shell covers a fruit. And therefore a person go through his whole life thinking that he's the shell and not the fruit, because the shell puts a pretty good show on, convincing you that it's the fruit itself, and it makes it look very, as we said, appealing. So the animal soul, that's the first soul, comes from the world of klipa, visitra achra, and the other side. Bum bum bum. The other side, sound like the dark side. Yeah, it is. Now it's interesting. The other side, meaning, okay, it's the other side. But what's the other? There's the other, and then the other side of that. What's the other side of what? The answer is, it's a very, very important. You should know in Tanya, you guys are getting all of the foundational ideas of mystical Torah thought, of Chassidus. The other side implies that there's one side and there's another side. Meaning to say that you have two options. There's really two options. Either we act in a way for Hashem, hear this well, or it's the alternative. The other side. Either we're for Hashem, or the other side. Meaning, is there anything called being just part of? Just like going through life, like a good guy.
You can convince yourself of that.
So the animal soul will convince you of that. But if you're not for Hashem, then what's the other option? Against.
So in between. If you're not moving, you're moving down.
That's right. Now, another way to describe this is, we're going to see this at the end of the chapter, something very, very deep. We're going to talk about the nations of the world. But we're going to talk about it in a very sophisticated way. If a person is just on the streets of Tokyo, remember this example. He's just doing his thing, he's going to work, he trades futures, a very rich man. He goes on the train, comes home, he's married, has a son. And he's just, going through life, supporting the family, pays taxes, nice guy. Is he bad?
No.
Is he a bad person? He's a nice guy. But it's true, I don't think he's bad.
They're just not doing it. It's-
But is he revealing Hashem in the world? Is he actively, if you would ask him, what's the purpose of your life? He might have a nice answer: to be a good person, to take care of my family, to be honest and upright. But is he include in that purpose to reveal to the world that there's a God? Is that part of the plan? Is that part of his consciousness when he goes to work and when he's trading his futures and when he's trying to stay honest, maybe even give tzedakah, take care of the poor? Is it included in his consciousness that I'm actually trying to reveal a godly reality? No. Which means the following. If he's not working towards revealing Hashem in the world, then what's the other side? It's just the other option. Then it's not. Then by definition, it's concealing. There's no parov. Either you're working to reveal godliness in the world. Doesn't mean you're bad. It just means that you're not involved in the purpose of creation, which is to reveal Hashem in the world. Now you know when that's fully going to become revealed? When Mashiach comes. We're very excited for that.
But surely Hashem created the Jews.
And they can be involved in this.
Correct.
They can be involved in this, and it's their job.
It takes a lot of work.
So it's their job to do anything they can to follow the clues, to become involved in this. And many have opportunities where different people come to their life and they have chances to be able to do something bigger than just something, bigger than this world, something godly. And that's why there's a mitzvah, a person could convert. A person can hear the call. Remember, only Avram, this week's parsha, only Avram heard the call, according to Derech Hashem, which is really the accepted view, the Kabbalistic approach, of how many Jews could there have been. The answer is all of humanity. All of humanity was given that opportunity to choose to be the most potent force in revealing Hashem in the world. Only Avraham heard the call. But there could have been many Avrahams. The whole world was given the opportunity. Remember, Hashem went to all the nations. Do you want it? What does it say? Only Avram really heard that call. But anyone who still hears it is able to come back. Is able to come back. We're just the ones that are responsible to help in a very active way reveal Hashem's light in the world. That's upon us. So the animal soul comes from this other side, which means it's essentially involved day to day with consciousness that's inside of you right now, called not revealing Hashem in the world. And that could be anything. That could be like, oh, I gotta get that Magnum bar. Yeah, that's some good ice cream. Magnum. Why doing that, bro? Whatever. I'm nice. It looked good. Even if it's not that crass, it's just like, I'm hungry. I think it would be a nice treat for me. I had a long day. Maybe I'll make a bracha. Are you eating this in order to help bring Hashem into the world? And there's ways to do that, by the way. Shabbos Kodesh. That it could give you energy. It could be like a treat in order to learn Torah better, in order to speak about Hashem more. You maybe want to take out somebody that's having a hard day and you want to be able to help him, and you know that there could be a bond through eating that ice cream. Why am I helping him? For Hashem. That he should be in a better place in his life, that he could help bring Hashem into the world more himself. He'd feel more empowered. All of a sudden, a little Magnum bar could go both ways. Either it's just like, whatever, just like pound that thing down, or that's called the other option, or I use everything in this world for Hashem. What's the consciousness that wants to use everything in the world for Hashem? That's going to be the godly soul. We're only going to really get into the godly soul in the second chapter. The rest of this chapter, we're actually going to plunge into the dark side a little bit. We're going to plunge into the serpent himself. So get ready, Chevra. It's going to be an adventure. Have a wonderful day. There's going to be a shear started.